Good evening, Fernwood. It is your middle-aged man of the hour, Neil, and it's time for us to take a trip down memory lane with another episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Today we are watching episode 184 from December 16th, 1976. It's a Thursday. Let's take a look back a day. And it started with Loretta pining for Charlie, who's been missing since he got out of jail in New Jersey. Mary comes to cheer Loretta up, which includes giving her recipes from various magazines, including this one that shows you how to make shrunken heads out of apples. Loretta says she does not need that kind of help, and Mary comes back with suggesting that she see Bob Gilroy, who didn't help Mary or Tom at all in their relationship last season. And that's who Loretta meets in the next scene. It's Bob Gilroy, who famously could not listen to either of Tom or Mary's issues, but he promises that he will be able to listen to anything, and he's heard every kind of problem in the book. And it takes a few moments for Loretta to explain exactly what happened and exactly what injury Charlie got. And when Bob finds out that Charlie lost a testicle because Loretta was in a motel room with another man, he gets disgusted and leaves Loretta to eat her bonbons. The next scene sees Tom approaching Garth Gimble at the Capri Lounge to console him after the loss of Garth's job. Garth is sullen and angry, and Tom notes somewhat self-destructive. When Tom asks Garth to stop biting his hand, Garth gets really angry and says, "Don't tell me what to do." When Tom gets up to leave, Garth gets him to sit down again and gets angry at Merle Jeters for firing him. Garth seems to think that he made Merle the candidate that he is. Tom digs into the relationship between Garth and Patty, and Garth downplays any of the violence towards her. Of course, we haven't seen anything on screen, but he suggests that he might make violent gestures or give small shoves. And Tom digs into that, but of course is denied. Garth then suggests that Merle will not solve the prostitution problem in Fernwood, at which point Martha comes out looking like Mae West, and that's a bit of a shock for Tom, who goes over to ask Martha what is going on. In the next scene, Charlie is getting fitted for a suit by a man who clearly thinks he does not need to explain the things he's asking Charlie. Sue shows up with a tie and gets the idea that there's a final step that Charlie needs to be doing in this makeover. The salesman brings out the stud collection, which is a bunch of different toupees. Charlie's not too happy with them, even if the 50s haircut has a duck's ass. They bring out the Ronald Reagan look, and that's when the salesman reveals that he is actually wearing a wig himself. That's it, everyone. That is yesterday's episode. It's a Thursday, so we'll be taking a look right now.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman! 17. 17. 17. 19. 19.
Ma, can I get my ears pierced? They do it at Mason's.
At a department store? What department? Hardware?
No, jewelry. And it only costs $10.
You think I'm gonna let a jewelry seller operate on my child? No, absolutely not. You have enough holes in your body, Heather. Enough. Believe me. Anyway, we don't have $10.
Yes, you do. I peeked in your purse and you've got a $20 check from Ups.
But you didn't peek at the bills that your father has built up from his new master charge card, so then you would have known that the $20 has already been spent. And while you don't have to know what we have in our bank account, believe me, we do not have enough for you to mutilate yourself with. And I don't like you peeking.
Mary, there is something very strange going on with Mother.
Yeah, she won't let me get my ears pierced.
Why do you want to get your ears pierced?
So I won't lose earrings.
Take my advice. Wait until you're married.
Well, you've been saying that a lot lately. And she's absolutely right. When in doubt about anything, wait until you're married. Thank you, Kathy.
You guys are no fun.
And they grow up so fast.
Mary, we have got to do something about Mother. I don't like her marching around as a police decoy, pretending she's a hooker. It's nuts.
Kathy, now listen to me. I had a very, very mature talk with her, and she needs the money.
But I can get her whatever she needs from Brian and Christine.
Kathy, we have to talk again.
It is too painful for me to think about it, and I really, really don't want to talk about it anymore.
Kathy, come here. Come on. Sit down here. Now, come on. Come on. That's a good girl. Coffee, tea, crush, or nothing? Nothing? All right, now, Kathy, now listen to me. Sometimes sisters grow up real close physically and real far apart emotionally. Now, I think that's what's happened to us. Now, you're really going to go through this baby auction.
Yes.
Are you really going to have this on-purpose baby for Brian?
And Christine.
Kathy, it's torture.
No, it's Christine's father. You see, he's going to give them $1 million for an heir, for a grandson, and another $1 million to try again if the first one's not a boy.
So they get $2 million and you get
$40,000.
toast.
What?
Toast
No.
is very good for you.
No, thank you.
But only if this is a girl, huh?
Well, I don't know. I think they'd want the other baby no matter what, because it'll be half theirs, Brian's half. And, well, I also think that they'll want it because even if they only get $1 million instead of $2 million.
If the slates were wiped clean and the $40,000 was not a possibility, would you still do it?
I don't know. I just don't know. I love the baby. I mean, it's a part of me now. But Mary, because I love it, I think I would give it away. Somewhere where it would have a chance to have everything. And just think, I could buy the house for Mother, that's $12,000.
Right, 12.
And she would own it. And if Daddy didn't come back, they couldn't take it away from her. The $9,000, I can buy a beauty shop of my own.
It's 9 and 12.
And I could buy a new set of wardrobe. And I can go to Bermuda and maybe meet a rich man.
So $40,000 would bring you a lot of happiness. It really would.
None of us would ever have to worry. Not you, Ma, Grandpa. I'd buy you a 4-slice Proctor toaster, or maybe even a 6-slice.
You know, Kathy, I understand. Now, I only need a 4-slice toaster. I don't need a 6-slice toaster, but I do understand. And maybe what you've come up with does make the most sense for everybody. And maybe even for the babies.
Well, if I'm doing the right thing, then why do I feel so ashamed?
Maybe you'd like some toast. No. You have to break something.
Break something?
Yeah. You see, every time I hear Tom and Annie use the CB, they always say, break something. Like break 9. It's a hostage request.
That's Breaker 19, which means you wish to break in a conversation.
Oh, breaker. Oh, whose conversation?
Conversation leading to illicit dealings in the flesh trade or sales. The fact is, I need your help to crack this prostitution ring, Mrs. Hartman.
Well, how could I help?
I have a clue that Big Honey runs this ring.
Big Honey? Isn't she also the lead singer in a rock group?
No. She's the boss, and she operates from her CB radio.
Is this cheaper than a pay telephone?
If you could talk to her on the CB and let her think that you're looking for work. The girls are mostly housewives like yourself who are doing it for extra money. Here, Mrs. Hartman. Save the housewives of Fernwood.
Save the housewives of Fernwood. Okay. Breaker 18.
9. Ma'am. Breaker 19 and push the button.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Right? Breaker 19 calling Big Bear.
A Big Honey.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Calling Big Honey. There's no answer. Maybe she's sleeping with somebody.
This is Big Honey. What's your handle and what's your 20?
My handle?
Your CB name.
Nanotchka.
Belle Beaver, what are you pushing?
I'm not a beaver.
Sound like a shady lady. What's your 20?
Where are you calling from?
343 Brockner. Just don't tell anyone, okay?
Tell her.
343
How would
Brockner.
Nutchka like a lucrative part-time job that would get you out of the house?
What kind of a job? Oh, listen, I'm very sorry, but I'm not available for anything in the cooking or cleaning area. I find that I have my hands full here.
How about pushing appliances?
Well, I've always wanted a slow cooker crock pot.
Just what does that mean?
Who's that? The Nutchka's old man? This is Big Honey saying 10-4, 4-10.
I think you scared her.
I get so worked up, I can't contain myself. I guess we'll just have to let your mother take over.
My mother? Oh, no, absolutely not.
Oh, what a night I have had.
Mom, will you please sit down? Will you please sit down now? You are not going out on those streets again if you have to sleep on this kitchen table.
I'm not.
No, you're not. It's too dangerous, and I will not allow it.
Mary Hartman, don't you tell me what I should do. I am your mother.
Could you please take your feet off my kitchen table?
No, my feet are killing me. Mary, do you know how many telephone calls I have made trying to get myself a better job to earn a little more money? Now, I can't type. I can't do bookkeeping. I'm not trained for anything. Now, the police department is paying me $3.25 an hour to do this, and I need it.
I'll give you the money. Tom will give you the money. I'll tell Tom and he'll give you the money. I'll ask Tom and he'll maybe give you the money.
Tom doesn't have any money.
He doesn't? How do you know?
Because Kathy asked him to help me with my balloon payments on the mortgage, and he said he couldn't. But I am just as glad because I would rather do it myself.
Oh, Ma. I wish you could see yourself.
That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard of. I'm just pretending. If I were a real hooker, I would be making a fortune and living up there on Fernwood Heights. No, I am going back onto the streets, and that is that.
Okay, Ma. Now listen to me. If you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it too. With you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, we almost exposed Big Honey, Martha.
Oh, good, because I'm not having any luck at all.
Maybe you could get through to Honey, Martha.
Yeah, come here, Ma. Sit here.
I have to get a new handle because my last one, Funny Bunny, meant police in disguise. How is a bumblebee?
I like it.
Oh, very cute.
A breaker 19. This is a bumblebee looking for a buzz. I'm in a job.
Hello, Bumblebee. This is Big Honey with sweet stuff to offer. That is, if you're a looker.
Didn't she mean hooker?
Oh, no, ma'am.
I'm waiting for the sting.
Come to the Bidewee Motel tonight for an interview and ask for Mrs. McQueen's room. This is Big Honey, breathing heavy with 410, 10-4.
This is it.
This is better than the French Connection.
This is awfully exciting. Now I just have to figure out what to wear.
Oh, Mary, just imagine you and I as female detectives breaking up a prostitution ring. Why, it's a whole new career. Here, make your lips bigger up there like that.
Oh, bigger?
Right.
Bigger? Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I gotta use a brush, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And make little
bigger
points.
where?
Right,
Here?
little points up there.
Points?
Did you know that the very best prostitutes are also famous for developing their own fine cosmetic lines?
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, this is a very good lipstick.
Yes.
How's this? Is this good?
That's good, Mary.
Is it thicker to the bottom, you think?
Yeah. Let's look at ourselves in full now.
Okay. One
You
sec.
ready?
Yeah, one sec. Okay.
There. Can you see?
Oh, Ma. You look so cheap. And just to break up a prostitution ring.
You look fine. Cheap, but fine. But we're supposed to look cheap and available, but totally natural.
You know, Ma, I'm sorry. I don't think I can go. I don't think I can go through with this. I really don't. You know, I mean, prostitutes. I mean, they don't really bother anyone or anything. I mean, they're just working girls.
Mary, we are not after them. We are after that Big Honey boss, the organizer, the one who entraps innocent young girls into the wrong life. What if Heather, oh, forbid the thought, was ever sold into prostitution?
Oh, Ma. But you know, it would give her a chance to wear her new silver platform shoes.
Oh, dear. How about some perfume?
Ma! Stop!
It's musk.
Oh! Ma!
Maybe we should have asked Loretta to come along with us.
Why, you think a prosty bust might cheer her up?
Well, I don't know, but we better hurry, Mary.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that nobody recognizes us, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Ma, just tell me one thing. You must admit, green is my color.
Oh, Mary, you look so sexy.
Thank you, Mommy. Just do me a favor, please, okay? Just don't walk so fast.
May I help you?
Oh, sure. She'd like to see Mrs. Steve McQueen.
She means Mrs. McQueen, but I don't think it's Ally McGraw.
Oh, yes, Mrs. McQueen. Well, Just a moment. I'll see if she's in.
Aren't you, Mrs. DeLorean, the librarian?
Oh, yes. You see, I've been moonlighting as a clerk here at the Bide-Wee, in addition to my library work. You know, money goes so quickly in today's economy.
Ever since my husband left, I have had to look for all kinds of jobs to survive.
What line of work are you in?
What work?
Posing,
No, she means for pictures.
but not centerfolds.
Oh, indeed.
Bet you're real surprised to see us dressed like this, huh?
Well, on the contrary, anyone with Mrs. Hartman's reading interests is likely to show up in a motel lobby dressed as anything. Well, I'll ring Mrs. McQueen for you.
It is so hard to remain incognito in a small town.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Mrs. McQueen is not in her suite now, but she left several job application forms at my desk. Here.
May I ask you a question? What kind of work is it exactly?
I only know it's a part-time job with no experience necessary.
Does the work have very late hours?
Now, if you just fill out the application forms and return them to my desk, I'm sure Mrs. McQueen will call you.
We have pencils, please.
Oh, yes. Here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Mary. Oh, mercy. Mary, she is such a sweet woman.
Well, she certainly works enough.
Let me see now.
Okay.
Here it is.
What?
Height, 5'6".
5'5".
Yeah. Hair. Miss Claire Hall.
Yes, red flame. Put red flame.
Red flame.
I'll put dirty blonde.
Marital status, abandoned.
Yes. Are your hours flexible? Sometimes. Do you carry your own equipment? See, now I wonder what that means. Oh, I know what that means. That just means you carry a jack in the back of your car.
Yes. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? Does that include Grandpa's flashing?
I don't know, skip it.
Okay.
Speed. Oh, that must mean typing. No.
Bus size.
I don't think that you should answer that one, Mom.
No.
Okay, now. Are you experienced in French and Greek cultures?
What does that mean?
They hire foreigners.
Oh, that's nice.
How many times in the last year? Oh, well, they're just going to have to ask him that one.
Are you busy?
Oh, well, I am. I mean, see, my mother and I are here. We're applying for a job as busboys.
Mother and daughter. Could be very kinky.
Mary, I think we're being propositioned.
Why don't I just get us all a room?
No, actually, we were just leaving quickly. And I have very strong knees.
Great. I dig knees.
Okay. Mrs. DeLorean, could you just leave these for Mrs. McQueen, okay? You just leave these for Mrs. McQueen. I have to get home now because I have to get ready for Merlin Wanda's wedding. It's going to be at my house.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm looking forward to it. Your grandfather invited me.
Very strange one. We're in a lot of trouble right now.
It's George.
It's not that bad.
Oh, good.
It's the police. Maybe if we just walk out real natural, he won't notice us.
Okay. custard.
Well, we're back in the sillier end of things today, but some serious moments to touch on. And we've got, well, at first, Heather asking for the permission to pierce her ears. And that helps us dig into that Tom has been spending more and more money now that he's making more money, but also that it seems to be a bit out of control. And I expect we'll be hearing more about that as we go. But all the money is tied up in stuff, and that is an issue. Kathy shows up, and, well, she is ambivalent about the situation with the Adamses, that they are paying for the baby. Obviously, the money is a good thing, though legally not quite square, now that I've done a little bit of research. And if you didn't see where I talked about that, then just know that when you're adopting, you can pay for expenses, but not for the baby itself. Kathy is looking forward to the baby having some opportunity. On the other hand, she feels feelings for the baby and guilt as well. Then Detective Johnson and Mary trying to find Big Honey. Big Honey, every time we've heard her, has been very suggestive. And, we're on the CB radio, right? We've talked about how CB was kind of the instant messenger of the 1970s. And I want to say CB lingo was the emoji of the 70s. Everyone learned it. I remembered having a coloring book. I don't remember what coloring book it was, but a coloring book that had explanations of basic CB lingo. So like my childhood, definitely, I didn't own a CB radio, but it definitely was touched by it, at least in that coloring book, just to give you an idea of how pervasive CBs were. But they're reaching out to Big Honey, and of course Mary screws it up. Then Martha comes in and has the lingo down. She knows exactly how to use this thing. And then they get instructions to go to the Bidewee Motel. Of course, HB is not a great detective, but we've known this since the beginning, since we first met him. He's just not competent, not by our standards at least. Fernwood, maybe he's competent enough for Fernwood. Then we have a makeover scene with Mary and Martha, so we're continuing 3 scenes with them in a row. This is the second of them, and we've got a makeover scene, and it is just so fun. Mary and Martha are fairly iconic as they are, but to see them in these get-ups is a special kind of iconic. So I'm just giddy to watch that. And just because they're doing a makeover, I'm gonna add a makeup video here that amused the heck out of me, and that would be something that you can watch and tell me about later if you feel like it. And then we go to the Bidewee Motel, where Mrs. DeLorean, as always, recognizes Mary incognito. They have to fill out an application for Mrs. McQueen. And I couldn't imagine that if this was actual prostitution that they'd be filling out an application, but there are some interesting questions on there that really don't seem pertinent to sex work, and I'm not sure they're making up answers based on what they assume it is. But I'm getting a different thought here, that maybe Big Honey isn't doing prostitution, which is just a theory in my brain, but that's how I'm feeling. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you have different feelings, you know where to put them. In any case, they were approached by a skeevy man who thinks that it would be kinky for them to mother-daughter stranger, if you know what I mean. And they turn in their applications and sneak by the police officer that just happens to be standing there, an extra that is really just there to freak them out. So, yeah, this one was a giddy one, and I think we needed that because it's been heavy for the last few weeks. So, thanks for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and feelings. Thank you for being here, and thank you for taking a trip down memory lane with me. We will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.